All right, what's up, guys? Today is August 27th, 2024. So today, and again, I've got to get the disclaimer together, but I am not a financial advisor. Making investments comes with certain risk, yada, 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 yada. All right, well, anyway, so I had an idea to code an on-screen risk calculator, right? So I'll explain. All right, let's go to the charts. All right, so essentially what I'm talking about is when you go to the chart, you say you want to put in say you got this high probability long here, and you want to put in a trade. So you have the trade, you have the chart open, and say you get into a position here, but you can take on 3 contracts, but you get into your first position here. I want to draw a line on the chart such like that, and then I want the risk calculator to calculate. Say you put in that you want to risk $300. I want the risk calculator to report back to me how many contracts I can get based on what this price is and what the current price is. Yes, we could take it a step further. So I just wanted to be the number of contracts. We're not going to use positions provider to see how many contracts we actually have on or anything like that. We're just going to see how many contracts we could get within that range. So it'll be, fairly quick. Okay, so we have to use something like chart host and then object click. Now I haven't done these in a little bit of time. I kind of know what I need to do, so hopefully I'm able to make it happen. And if not, then I will make it happen tomorrow, and then I'll come back to you and show you what to do. All right, so this is going to be on screen risk calculators. All right. I didn't do anything else with the API. That's okay. All right, so we're gonna go over here and we're gonna go ahead and add a form. Can we add a form? Add a form. Form, toolbox. We're gonna add a button just to see what it looks like. Let's add a text box. And the text box is going to be, this is essentially going to be our risk, how much we want to risk. All right, so we're going to call this risk. Hopefully that's not a reserved word. I don't think so. No, we're in the text box. Okay, and then this is going to say risk. Okay, we'll go to this form here, and now that we're on the form, I like the light blue stuff. Right to left. No, yes. Where is my text align? Center. Center. Okay. So just want to verify that. Now we're going to come back over here, and then we will do form. Was it form 1.show? Hit that. Now we're going to come back to our chart. We're going to open up a new workspace that we can work with. Chart analysis. Okay. 5-minute time frame. Zoom out a little bit. At the study, this was on screen risk calculator right there. Okay, and so then that comes up. Very good. All right, so now we can put whatever we want to in here. So we'll say 350. So this should be an integer, or at least we're going to convert it to an integer. whatever that string is, we're going to convert it to an integer. Now this is the interesting part here. So we need to draw an object, and we really need to determine what the object is going to be. Is it going to be a rectangle? I mean, we could really do it for any object that we click on. Let's try a few things here. So one, I know that we're going to need chart host because I want to use a key press. So I don't want to just click on the object. I also want to press shift and then click on the object, and then that way we can make sure that anytime we're clicking on an object, it's not going to be changing this number around. All right, so let's add our print screen. Okay, so chart host, go here, chart host, charting host. That's going to allow us to see what, you know, what's actually on the chart as we're moving around. See host. All right, so did we click on the element? Did we press a key down? Did a key come up? What's happened? All right, so we're going to do chart element, click, double click that, and then we're going to double click one key down. Now last time I messed with this one key down and stuff like that, it got to me a little bit, so let me see if I can kind of remember what it was. I think we do args dot is key down. Equals, I think we need to use the EasyLanguage system. Is key down equals or maybe it's the sender, because the sender is the key that we press down. If args dot I think it's is key down. No, I think there's a boolean. No, let's see. What is key? Key dot. It was is key down. Pretty sure it's is key down. This is on key down. Event handler is called whenever a key down event occurs in the chart. Okay. All right. So let's just open up is key down. Come on. All right. So since it won't come up that way, so typically what you can do is you can just kind of right click on the word there and then go to definition of whatever it is. But if it doesn't come up there, you see it didn't come up here. Type in is key down, doesn't come up there. Well, it didn't just a second. I mean, it didn't when I asked for the definition of it. But let's go to here, host key event, is key down, key gets the virtual key. So that's what it was. Method is key down, the key. Yeah. So that's what I thought. And here, maybe it was sender. Nope. Is key down, and then virtual keys dot left shift, left shift key. If is key down is left shift key, then print I pressed left shift. Now apparently I can't type tonight, so okay, so no issues there. All right, so now I'm going to press the left shift key. Boom. Oh, I gotta get in here. Okay, now Boom. Okay, you see it worked. So I press left shift key. All right, so it does work that way. NASCAR, what's up, man? Biggest gainer today I seen was IPO 217%. How much of that did you catch? Man, I was trying to get back into making something for the radar screen for penny stocks today, and I got caught up changing a water heater element on a water heater. So I hadn't even been at the charts all day today, but I'm telling you, man, once you decide to come on, I'm gonna have you on here just kind of talking about what you do, what you look for. Again, you know, man, none of us are banging it out of the park right now. So I mean, there's probably some people, I'm sure, but let's learn together. That's what we gotta do. That's what I'm trusting will happen anyway. So, chart analysis, what is that? JBDI? 15 minute. Whoa. Yep. $11. Okay, yeah. So it just opened from $5-6. Well, pretty much anywhere, unless you just got, you know, wicked out, little, you know, unless they kind of got you. Anywhere you got in here on this day, you probably did all right. You didn't even play it. WD5 looked like it was about to halt down. Traded at 460. Yeah. Oh, okay. So you were looking at the open. Yeah. Okay. Open at 5, drop down, but then after that first drop, went up, consolidated, then like really moved up. I don't know what the volume was like on that. Well, where is my volume at? Oh. Yeah, ES is showing volume. JBDI. Where's the volume at? Am I missing something? Okay, so there's up volume, down volume. Let's go to sessions. Pre and post. Oh, even in after hours, pulled back and then kept going. But where is my volume at? I don't know. Looks a little weird, NASCAR. Where's the volume at, man? Tesla's got volume. JBDI is not showing volume. It's probably a weird TradeStation thing. TradeStation, man, I mean, I love it for the coding and everything like that, for the programming that you have the access to, but some of the times. All right, let me go back here, see if I draw a line, am I able to do anything with it? All right, so we're going to say if key down is left shift key, and I clicked on something, chart element click. So we need to define this to giving us something true. Otherwise, we're going to say element click is going to be equal to false. Then we're going to come up here and we're going to have a variable called element click. I'm going to call it false. And now if we click on the element, then we need to get the value. Well, it depends on what it is. Well, I think the way that we're going to have to do this is we're going to have to set this up to either, I mean, you could set it up any way that you want to, but for simplicity's sake, make it something specific. So draw a horizontal line or draw a trend line or something. Don't use it as a trend line and a horizontal line and a circle, you know, an ellipse and everything else. So we're just going to make this a trend line. So we're going to say we're going to have a new variable. That way we can store the trend line there. It's going to be T line, or where are all of my EL system dot drawing using EL system. I don't even know that we need drawing objects because I'm not really drawing the object, but trend line, T line, no. Alright, so we're just going to use that to store this too. So if the element that we click on, chart host element click, so if args dot element dot type, imagine type, it might be an enumeration. Dang man, everything is coming up. Nothing is coming up under the help section. So element type. Alright. Was that the only one today, NASCAR? The only IPO to really keep your eye on? Chart element, click event, type, enumeration gets the type of chart element that was clicked. That's what we're looking for, the chart visual element. Yeah, okay. Alright, so this is the object. So the element, the object gets the, because these are the visual elements. And I remember going through a lot with this because the visual element is different from the actual element. A rectangle visual element is different from just a rectangle. So, alright, so returns the type value of a selected element in the chart. Select chart, see chart visual element type for this. Well, where is chart visual element type? Copy that. Let's look for the enumerations. Click that. Okay, background bar drawing object. We do want it to be a drawing object. So let's just use that. If it's 4, if the args dot element dot type equals 4, then can I just assign? No, I can't. It's got to be a trend line. Only IP debut today. Yeah, but I'm gonna get that radar screen going back again, man. And actually, I think so. What I'm planning on doing is getting the radar screen to go, and then I'm gonna have it set up for email alerts. And so you'll probably start seeing some random email alerts come through to the penny stock section on the Discord. The only thing I don't like about it, like compared to TradeStation, is with Thinkorswim, is Thinkorswim, it'll just catch everything and anything in the whole entire, on the American Stock Exchange or whatever, NASDAQ. But with TradeStation, you got to put in everything that you're looking at, and then it filters out of everything that you're looking at. But what if you got a new IPO to pop up and it's not already got a ticker as of 9 o'clock in the morning, doesn't have a ticker yet? Well, you can't filter that. You can't really add it to the radar screen yet. As far as I understand, is that your understanding as well, or have you found a way around that, or maybe I just don't have it right? Chart visual element class, element selected. Element, chart visual element type. Alright, so this is plot. Plot order invalid, drawing object, background. So we got that it's 4. We got that it needs to be a drawing object, but like I said, we need to also assign that. I think it would be the sender dot get type. Tell you what, we're just going to do this. We're going to print out what the sender is, and we'll go from there. All right, so print sender dot get type. I don't know, dot to string, something like that. That and that. Then print okay, so the shift deal should still work. So if I hit shift, I should still get the print statement. Nope. Oh, because I went to a new chart. Okay, so here, okay, so when I click the chart, it prints out the charting hosts because I'm just on the chart. Click here, charting hosts. I thought it would go to bar there. All right, so if I hit shift, it says I press left shift, sender get type to string for sender. Sender is a charting host. Okay, so let's do args. Args dot element dot get type. And so this is how you find out what you're clicking on, right? So if you're trying to figure out exactly what you're clicking on, again, the chart element click is the method that comes up over here. So you double click that, and then that puts you a method over here. Now this method here is the event handler for clicking a chart element. So you got something that's sending the data, and then you have the reason for the data, or the arguments, whatever's in it. So I'm trying to find out if if the sender is really the object that we're clicking, or is it considered the argument or the args. So let's try args. Oh yeah, so get type dot to string that. Okay, come back over here, and now when I click in the background, it says background visual element. If I click on the bar, it says bar visual element. If I draw a line, well, okay, here we go. Draw a line. Now it says drawing object visual element. But I need this drawing object visual element to be a trend line. I need it to read that it's a trend line. Args dot, that was element. Args dot type dot get type dot to string. Let's try that. Is it going to be the same thing? Same thing. Okay, so yeah, I need to be able to assign the visual element to the, let's just see if we can do that. Let's see if we can assign the visual element to the trend line. So we're going to say t line is equal, because trend line here is now the object, right? You know what? Maybe if I could just make this drawing object. Can I do that? Yeah. T line is equal to whatever the drawing object is, and then we'll say that it's args dot I almost say it's args nothing. Can I assign chart element click event to drawing objects dot drawing object? I don't think it's element selected. We're going to try just printing 1 whenever we quote unquote select the element. Oh wow. So 1 pops up when we select the, when I select the trend line, 1 pops up. But when I select, okay. All right. So let's try sender within here. Or args. Dang it. It ain't gonna work, man. It's not gonna work. I know the idea that I'm looking for, but let me see. Let me try. So this is the other thing that you can do. You know, we'll just go over something else. So the other thing that you can do is you can go here to dictionary, and then you can click like click element or something like that. chart element, element selected, and just hope it's in there. All right, so when you do element selected, right, it'll come up with these couple things. One is an event here, one is a parameter, and one is a looks like that's a namespace. But you want to look through here and see if maybe you can figure out a couple clues to get to where you're going. That's the element. That is Boolean is read only selected. Indicating the type of chart element in the element property. This isn't going too well. This is one of those. Now this feels like some of the programming that I used to do, 2 or 3 months ago, where I was like really trying to figure it out. Hadn't felt this way in a while, but part of the process. Part of the process. All right. I'll tell you what, though, I'm gonna probably come back to this, and I'll just make another video on it tomorrow. But damn, nah, I'm strange like that. I like to see it through. I like to see it through. Element selected, event public object. Yeah, it's just an object sender. RX event element selected. But I've been here before and I've beat it. So what in the world? I've been here. I've been here before. I'm still standing. I'm still strong. All right, so we got the drawing object. We got to assign something to the drawing object, and it's got to be the sender. Man, it's not clicking. It's not clicking today. Maybe it's just too late in the day. All right. Let's come up with something else. All right, so I'm gonna glance at the chart real quick. I'm gonna come up with something else. I'll be able to figure this out tomorrow by looking back at another chart, or I really want to just take some time to think about it, because again, I don't like taking the easy way out, but I can sit here and look at this for an hour and then all of a sudden, bam, I got it. But in an hour's time, you guys are going to be like, yeah, well, didn't help us any. You thinking in your head going through the circles, because I go through circles in my head. All right, so this is what happened on the 1 minute time frame for ES. One of the scripts that I put together the other week with the zeros, the ones, and the twos. This is the volume profile, the distribution, whether it looks like a P distribution, B distribution, or bell-shaped curve. The zeros here are the B distribution, having more volume toward the bottom of the bar than the middle or the top of the bar. So you see where you get this cluster of B's at the bottom, it moves up. When you get the 2 at the top, which means that it's there's a P-shaped distribution, you get that move to go back down, right, from your 2s. But I'm trying to figure out how to incorporate these zeros. Now, all of them don't work, right? I mean, you got a 0 here or on this bar. You got a 0 on this bar. But I've been finding more often that when you have a low breaker breaking lower than, you know, a structure of lows, whether it be a swing low or some other price level of low, that coupled with having also a 0 helps, right? Broke below here, and then this 0 here was valid. This 0 here was valid. This one didn't really break anything. This one came close, kind of like a retest. This 0 here, these zeros in here started failing. Okay, and see, you got a 0 there. So does it mean you pull the trigger and you know, take a long for that much? I don't know. We'll look back at the chart here in a second. Okay. Hey NASCAR, you ever figure out what happened to the volume on that that JBDI? I was looking at it. I don't see any volume here on JBDI for some reason. Maybe on the 1 minute time frame. Oh yeah, there it is. Okay. Well, that's weird. 5 minute time frame. There it is. Huh. Where's the volume? Oh, I think that's another one of TradeStation's funny things where, like when you're running any indicator, this is a good thing to know about TradeStation if you're new to TradeStation, or if you're, you know, doing anything with indicators or that kind of thing. Typically on a chart you have a number of bars to go. You go 15 days back, so you have, you know, several hundred bars to pull from. Well, if your indicators has like a 200 period moving average, or it needs 200 bars before it gets started, if any one of those indicators in that group requires 200 bars, none of these will start until it gets 200 bars, something like that. So even though this volume doesn't require any bars, but because on the script that I wrote for volume, it has moving averages about it. When I'm on the 15-minute bar here, there's not enough bars to start showing you, you know, the volume or anything else like that. So, all right, TOS maybe was looking at average daily volume. Yeah, so that's it. You know, TradeStation is a little bit funny like that. All right, so if I went and I just used the volume for that's available for TradeStation itself, you see it shows up, right? But my volume that I use, that I create, the script that I created, needs so many bars before it'll show up. Okay, just because I have the moving averages in there. All right, so let's go and look to see what happened. You know, large size orders, anything like that within the day. And this is all from my stream reading, right? I've already shut the computer down, pulled it back up, but all this data here is being written to my computer, and then, you know, I can pull it back up anytime. Now, I will say this is a strategy here that I put together the other week, and I kind of abandoned it. But it looked like it was firing off today. I just need to figure out how to employ it, right? So these blue dots here, that blue dot there, that blue dot there, and then this blue dot with a white dot on the inside. That's my strategy called Strat Bid Bust, and it's supposed to be, you know, catching these oscillations, these pullbacks. Whether the stock is going down or going up, it's supposed to be catching these pullbacks, and then only, you know, taking it for a, you know, short move. But you see, it's catching pretty good here. The pullback, that blue, caught this blue. This one, not as much. That one not as much, but it did catch this guy. I mean, it caught this guy. It caught this one, this one. So I mean, it's done pretty well there. I'm curious, and you have to go back through the because I don't remember what it is. You have to go back through the videos to see what the conditions were for that specific strategy, because I said exactly what it was in the videos. But let me see if I can pull up strat bid bus. I don't even know if I can pull it up on here, because it uses so many of the data components are, have to be real time, that I don't know if I can pull it up here after hours or not. I think it starts with a hashtag. Bid bus. Nah, I don't think it will. No. Okay. All right. Well. All right. So, anything standing out on the 15-second chart before I move to the 1-minute chart? Look at that one. That one was good. These work pretty well. Let's see, that's 9:30, 12. Got high buyer interest there. Ask involvement. Okay. High cumulative market order here. Huh. Can you have both the default TradeStation volume and your custom script together? I think if you add it like that, NASCAR, I think it's still. Now I can superimpose them. I can overlay them, right? So I can just take this and drag it up, right, like that. But obviously you gotta change the settings, the style, the width to make it match up, something like that. And then when I go to the bars, once you got so many bars available, I mean, because it's a simple code, right? That's the code for it there. I mean, I'm curious now. I don't think I'm gonna do it, but I'm curious now. So we're going to take that. We're going to take that volume, make that disappear. Go back here. This is my code. We're going to edit the EasyLanguage. We're going to just paste theirs. I want to re-verify it. We need to change the plot names though. I've already got plot 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to go plot 5 and 6. Verified, no issues. You see, I verified it, no issues, but it still doesn't show up. But now if I move back lower to the 1-minute time frame, now it's got everything it needs, and now it showed up, right? It showed up as these lines here though. Right, so well, where's 5 and 6? You already have 5 and 6? Okay, that's the 0 line and this line, and 5 is the volume. Alright, so when I go here, go back to code, this volume right here, this is TradeStation's volume, right? So we're going to make it a histogram, widen it a little bit, don't connect the lines, hit OK, go back out. Alright, so TradeStation's is back behind there. TradeStation's is being overlaid by mine. Okay, like I said, if I go back to the 15-minute time frame, nothing shows up. But if I turn TradeStations back on by itself, it shows up. Yeah, so anything you drop over into the program, everything on that program has got to meet that criteria of having that number of bars back, that max bars back setting. Otherwise, nothing's going to show up. And trust me, it's been many a times, strategies, indicators, especially if you do a multiple data streams, that you'll actually have the right code, but nothing's showing up just because you don't have the max bars back setting right. You don't have enough bars on the chart. Any of that kind of stuff, it'll drive you crazy. I'm telling you, it'll drive you crazy. All right, what you got? The tracking 450 to the biggest intraday gainers here. Any stats we could learn from them? What else? Well, I have to think about that, NASCAR, because I don't know if you caught the video that I did yesterday with the optimization app, the API, because we could take a number of those tickers and we could just run it. We could put it in the optimization API, over here, and then we just put in a whole list of them, and then we could run optimizations on the, on the entire list all at one time. So, where did it get away? Yeah. So we could put a whole list of them in and just run the optimization at one time, and it could give us something. I mean, it'd take the computer a long time, but it'd give us data like, all right, well, what's the range that you should be, if the average trading range or the average true range over 7 bars is X, then what should you be trying to get out of your profit, or how low should your risk be? So yeah, I mean, there's definitely potential there, and that's the thing that I dipped back into it a few weeks ago, back into the statistical side of the data analysis instead of just the visual, right? Because what we're doing here, I mean, this is largely visual. I do have a workspace that I use for to pull the statistics. And it look like nothing's wanting to work right now. All right, that's the optimization app. Oh. Interesting. Well, it's acting funny. It's not one to open any new workspaces for me. And there we go. Okay, we got some action. Still being slow. I see 31% price below 75. 75 what? 75 cents? Jesus. 46% between 75 and $3. When stocks for the previous days closed below $3, you'll capture nearly 90% of the big scanners in the market. Yeah, interesting. And 90% of the bigger scanners in the market. How far are they moving? I guess that's the next question. Are they usually, out of that 90%, are they usually 200% earners, 200% movers, or are they on the lower side? 100%, that kind of thing. Stock price below $3. Gotcha. But like you say, you got the, even though that might be the 25%, but you still got the 90% of the biggest gainers. Yeah, because I think what are they calling penny stocks anyway? Anything below? I mean, I've heard a lot of things. I mean, at one time it was literally penny stocks, and then I guess it was stocks below $1, and then it was stocks below $5. I think I've heard people refer to penny stocks as those below $10, but yeah, below $3 count for 25% of the total tickers. But is it even that high? 25% is that high? I would think that, I don't know. I would think that there weren't that many, but 25% is a pretty big number for, only talking about $3. All right, well, I don't think I'm going to be able to do anything else anyway, because computer's not cooperating. Okay. All right, but I do want you to pay attention to these. And again, I'm curious to see how this kind of stuff appears on, penny stocks and other stocks as well. I do have a special place in my heart for penny stocks, though. I really do. But see how the chart kept moving up, got here, kind of consolidated, and then moved up, and then once you got these pluses and stuff in here, the market was really starting to take sides, and so that was the top of the move. And from there, it retraced back down to no man's land, and then got nothing all through here, and then all of a sudden, right in here, you get your next plus. You see that? That plus there. That was where we decided to move back up. So definitely something to be said about the amount of market activity. And you can see that in volatility. You can see that in how many ticks, the tick count, how many transactions come into play. You can see that by how much the market overall responds, how many ask size, buy size, bid size are coming into the market. So yeah, and also high peak here too. Yeah, 2209 tickers price below $3 compared to the 87.20 price. Gotcha. Yeah. That's a rough quarter. All right. Well, I wish I could do a little bit more on this, but it looks like I'm not going to be able to do it. So, let me try to close it. I can't even close it. It's not even letting me close it. I was going to try to open. I really need to do more with the, like I said, more with the radar screen. So, but I think the way I have to do it is I've got to open. I gotta use a scanner, but I gotta use all stocks, I want to exclude no OTC, all stocks. But I think this just makes it so much more work for the computer to do. And I noticed that when this scanner runs, I don't know if you notice on yours, but whenever the scanner runs or the radar screen runs its scan, it draws down on the processor. It definitely does. So we're gonna go next on that criteria. All right, so what are you doing? Like stocks under $10? And then I imagine the capitalization has got to be like a low capitalization or low float. Let's go bottom 10%. What is that? 10 mil? 10 mil outstanding? Yeah. Well, that pulled that up pretty quick. But that doesn't seem right. Is it? I mean, I feel like that's not enough, right? Is that about what you're seeing? 200? No. Surely you're getting more than this to run through. 200. I'm talking about all stocks, all symbols under $10 and under. Well, I did do the bottom 10%. Let me see. I think I did the bottom 10% for float. Let's take that out. Run that. All right. Now when we run that, get about 500. 500. How many tickers do you get if you scan for stocks price between 75 cents and $10 under 10 mil? Let's see. 0.75, 10, under 10 mil, shares outstanding. All the stocks. Price less than or equal to 10. No, between 0.75 and 10 shares outstanding. I think I got it under capitalization, but I feel like it should that information should be somewhere else. I guess so. Financial strength? Nope. Guess that's where it's at. We say less than 10. 10 mil run. All right, so I'm getting about 440. 440 on that. Yeah, you got 441. I got 441 also. So is that you also looking with TradeStation, or is that you finding that on Thinkorswim? Because I think now what I need to do is take that and then go back over to the radar screen, pull it up in the radar screen, and And this is where I get this is where it hangs me up, because I'm pretty sure that's it. You go to data, add symbol list, edit custom symbol list. All right, let's go back to here. I'll take that. Nope. In the scans pane. Data. Yeah, I know it's a. Let's see, this was a good. Oh man, with your Thinkorswim, okay, cool. Well, then at least the two platforms aren't that different when it comes to that. So, like I said, but I know Thinkorswim is a lot easier to kind of get through this part a lot quicker, but TradeStation is not so much. Not so much. Add symbol list, other symbol list. I thought it would show up under custom symbols. But I feel like there was one more step that you had to do from here, though. Once you got this, there was one more step you had to do from here. I don't think. Let's see. Let me just copy that. Can I do that? Oh boy. All right, so that's one way to do it. But I know that there's another way to do it too. So now I have all of the symbols, all the 441 on my radar screen. And so now what I do is I go through and I, add different indicators. So I've got to come up with some indicators, man. You got some ideas? Let me know. Come up with some indicators to populate in through here. Do you have any that you actually look for, or you got some ideas? You want me to come up with some indicators? So essentially what I'm talking about is something that, an indicator that we can put in the radar screen to where it'll come up red or blue, or it'll come up with a certain number if the stock gets within 10% of the, the moving average is crossing, or, something like that. But, yeah, come up with some ideas and I'll code them up. I mean, I've got a ton of indicators, but I don't know of anything that's like relevant to given good information. Secondary watch, there's our stock price between 7,000 and $10 per shares outstanding between 10 and 60. You get 624. Alright, so the next one is 75 cents and 10 with 10 million, 60 million shares outstanding. that. Price last between between 175 10 shares outstanding. Between 10 60. Right. Getting a lot here. See, 924. I got 877. And it might be a difference of, you know, if you do greater than, I mean, between, your between is, well, I don't know. I don't know how they do it when they say between, if it's greater than or equal to, less than or equal to, or is it just greater than and less than. So that'll make a difference. Is even though it has twice as many tickets, my secondary center only counts for half the biggest gainers. Gotcha. So we got those two, that one, this one. Can I drag this here? Oh yeah, there we go. Okay, so I got penny stock one on my scanner and all stocks. Alright, I'm getting back in the groove. Yeah, I'm surprised too, because TradeStation leaves a lot to be desired sometimes when it comes to these radar screens and that kind of thing. But I think that's also partly why I kind of diverted, you know, a short bit away from doing a lot more with the penny stocks, is because it wasn't as intuitive as Thinkorswim is. And for a while there, when I was messing with penny stocks, while I was on the TradeStation platform, I was actually running both platforms at the same time. And you know, since I've been doing a lot more with the program, and I've kind of left Thinkorswim alone, and I've just been looking primarily at futures. So yeah, if I can tackle this radar screen and these scans and everything, I can get a better idea of what's going on with the pennies. But yeah, I'm going to try to come up with some indicators over here to put within the radar screen to make some alerts as well, and we'll see how that goes. Did that FDBI pop up? Well, it was, well, I guess the last was over $10 though, so it just got outside the mix, right? The last was, yeah, 14, 15. Even it closed the day somewhere over $10. Yeah, so it would not show up on these scans. Yeah, man, but I'm sad that I can't get my charts to cooperate with me anymore. So like I said, I almost have to shut the computer down. But so anyway, I'm gonna work on the chart click deal, and I'll do an update tomorrow on the script to get that working. I'm sorry I didn't get it working. But one thing you gotta know about me, I don't give up. I really don't. So, but anyway, NASCAR, appreciate you hopping on today, rapping with me for a little bit. We'll get it tomorrow, man. We'll get it tomorrow. Yeah. All right. I'm Eric. I'm out. Peace.